Update on my speeding ticket hearing. Several months ago, I got a speeding ticket on the way to the studio. I believe that the speeding ticket was incorrect. I don't believe that either the speed was measured accurately or it was even my car that was measured. I don't know what happened. So I appealed the ticket and I sent in a list of items, which I have here, that I wanted in terms of documentation so I could research the details of that speeding ticket. I assumed I would either get those documents in the mail or I wouldn't. Turns out I was scheduled for a hearing before a clerk magistrate today. So I actually went today. I had my hearing. I had my day in court, as they say, Lewis, where I would make the case that I need these documents here. A number of these were accepted. A couple were not. So I went up there. They made me wait until the very last person, about an hour and 20 minutes. I assume because they find this incredibly annoying and they want to deal with 5-minute dismissal or not dismissal, and I was there to request documents. I went in there. The clerk magistrate basically just said, so I have your letter requesting these documents. Let's go through them. And he's just started going through them. The key is I want the notes. You know how there's the speeding ticket, and you get a copy of the speeding ticket. Immediately after, on the back, on a page that you don't get, the officer writes a bunch of notes, like, for example, heavy traffic, light traffic, all sorts of different things. And I need those notes because I need to know what kind of an argument to make when I go in there. If I'm going to go in there and saying it must have been a different car, and it says there was absolutely no traffic on the road at this time, that's going to be a tough argument to make. So that's just a key thing. I got to have that. Right. Absolutely, clerk magistrate making it available to me. Good start, right?
Good start, yeah.
Okay. So then I asked for the training records of the officer on the LiDAR unit that was used to measure my speed. I asked for a certificate that that particular device had been calibrated properly. I asked for the operator's manual for that device because we need to make sure that not only is the officer trained on it and that it's calibrated, but that he's using it in the way that the actual manufacturer of the LiDAR unit believes it should be used. All pretty reasonable stuff, right?
Right.
So that was all good. The one that they said no go on was I wanted the patrol car assignments for that day. And the reason I wanted that was if the officer that pulled me over decided on his own, well, let's go back. If he was assigned to be sitting at that particular location doing radar that day, that's one thing. If he decided on his own to start doing that, then I would have a number of questions. Like, for example, what made him pick that spot to park? What was the prevailing speed limit at the time? How long did he actually sit there and measure speeds before he pulled me over? Was I the first car that went by? Was I the 10th car, the 100th car? How long was he sitting there? They said, no, I'm not going to get that. And I actually asked, I was like, well, can I make a case for that? And the guy said, no, I'm not admitting it. And I said, okay, very good, thank you. So all in all,
Wow.
5 out of 7 I got. The other one that was a no is just one that was a duplicate. He said, you're kind of already getting this. So 5 out of 7 is really not bad. I feel like I'm going to have some good documentation here. I will build my case. Now, I do have to play this voicemail. I made a joke about Mark Garagos and Gloria Allred representing me for the speeding ticket. It was an obvious joke. Someone didn't think so, and they left me this voicemail. Take a listen to this, Lewis.
Yeah, it's Total Control 871 coming out of New Jersey.
Okay.
David, I want to talk about the video clip you just did with the officer calling in about your speeding ticket and what to do. You're hiring a lawyer. Am I understanding this correct? And you're trying to hire I take it, very expensive lawyers? Wow, it must have been one hell of a bar mitzvah. I mean, how much are you packing, dude?
Okay. So, first of all, it was an obvious joke that I was hired. Mark Garagos is a celebrity defense attorney. He's not coming to Massachusetts. He's not going to traffic court with me. That's number one. Anybody should be able to realize that. Number two, there's some anti-Semitic undertones here. If a Jew hires a lawyer, he clearly got the money from a bar mitzvah? I mean, what are we talking about here, Natan?
I think we're talking about textbook anti-Semitism. I think that's what we're talking about. I don't think it even needs explaining. It's just the oldest comment in the book.
That's it, right? We don't even need to go further into it.
Maybe just a bad joke. I don't know.
I hadn't, and I didn't even have a bar mitzvah. That's the cherry on top, so to speak.
None of us did here.
Yeah, it's true.
Right. Yeah.
Very, very true. So anyway, no. Unlike whatever ideas you have about where Jews get money, I'm not hiring an attorney. And if I did, the few times I have hired an attorney, it did not come out of my bar mitzvah money. I guess it's good to make that clear on the show because not everybody knows that.
That's good. Thank you, David.